Welcome to Onivia Highlights. These are the best highlights from the LPL 2025 Split 2.
Galio just doesn't take damage. Just gets walked out by a full overheated Rumble. Whether he's hitting anyway, for all of the magic of the shred, just doesn't matter. Galio just goes to the stumble layout where we'll stop off and then either a headbutt or a pole ball. Make it into a nasty, nasty piece of work.
Overplay that possibly. You can solo queue, see, ooh, stuns, I can go forwards on that, and that gets problematic, but that kind of thing starts what happen as Feather now gets to back away. Turnaround damage onto On is also pretty huge. Can Elk fight a double up? Doesn't need it, just flashes for a straight auto. Now 1xN in slight danger, but overcomes setup. If he can find the ult and the flash, I think this will be a dead Elk. Does have the cleanse, needs to work this one around. Just gets the autos down.
Cleanse doesn't stop damage, sadly.
Yeah.
And BLG, good CV2, but one of our critical issues with this lane. Right in the two.
Horrors happen as bot lane.
hang on.
Might also
Setup.
be experiencing horrors.
Yeah, he has ult. Is there anyone? There's 4 people. Setup. You
He's
can't
so
be positioning
dead.
here. I don't know about this. Do they have the teleport from Galley? You need to pull in the teleport now if you're going to come at all.
Flashes, but it's into a bullet time. There's nowhere to go. Dies. No real response.
You would have to teleport early from Hoya. Doesn't.
Big CS lead in this mid lane. 30 up is Knight. About one wave from the roam. And then, of course, the Ari dying end of the Terra 1. Dragon started. BLG in position.
They are, and they're quite strong at this point. Setup on the flank, though. Does he want to go for something? Misses the charm.
Going to be looking to get something with the ult, but to what end? Over the wall goes Base One, but gets stunned up by On. Seismic shove goes wide though, flashing for the crescent guard.
Very aggressive.
Can look on the other side. Wave finds an angle. In comes the Galio up with a bullet time after. Not going to be enough. They kill off Wave. Elk now in potential threat. Taunt comes on through to Hoya. Seismic shove on the backside onto Feather, who doesn't die. Pops the ult to deny the damage. It's a 1 kill, but that's about it. All the while, Bin is topside getting a wave shot.
Bin. We'll see if there's a. Are we gonna get a fight through here? Maybe. No. Oh well, no, there we go.
Yeah, the answer is yes. On gets hit by the chains of corruption, crashes down, will likely die, and On just about surviving, trying to turn it around his way with the turn, with the flash Q and the ult, finds some time, flash away from Knight, and they do get that kill. Headbutt back onto Way though, puts him in danger. Ult back as Way gets so much bloody healing. Sundered Sky is a hell of an item. Setup now caught on the wrong side of the equalizer. Elk flashes on forward, begins to auto double up, comes across, gets that big bullet time angle at the end of it all. As Setup gets the charm, but to what end? As Hoya caught between 4. In the end, it's a gorgeous fight for BLG.
Don't really know what On was doing at the start of it, but he knew a fight had to happen, I guess.
20% plus another 20% of HP because of the shield.
Yeah, that's why. One of the reasons why I think Conqueror still is the most game-changing rune out there. That just stops you from taking extended fights in the same way. Wait, we'll see the Herald be pulled out here. Knight's roaming over to the plate, has level 2 ult, so it is a little bit longer. Level 2 ult for Bin available too if he wants to pull out that equalizer.
4,000 gold lead at 16 minutes. I don't know how easy this will be for TT to punish Feather. Has the ult popped very early on. Tries to find an angle. On the other side, Hoya with a flank angle. But the bullet time comes across. Knight does finally fall. It's a 1-for-1 right now, and the Herald was also taken. BLG on the retreat for Base One, trying to find his way out to safety himself, as I take that as a lie. BLG were looking for blood. Now 1xN caught under turret as Bin catches out Hoya, who's trying to escape. Will have a blast cone, I think, to get out vaguely to safety. Justice punches away, but look at Way, picks up the eye of the Herald, will likely find a bit of a fight here versus the statue from Demacia. He is going to be shattered. Iconoclasm in the top side. Goodbye, piece of art.
No, BLG, I don't even think that was a perfect team fight for them. I think what's really helping is the fact that the front line, they're big enough, because the front line can't really hold their own after.
And look at the other things there. They go for this big combo with the Galio, with Ari going forwards, and the bullet time goes 3 long-range carries. Yeah, kind of need the poke anyway. There's no hyper tank for sure, don't get me wrong, but it's not going to be that explosive turnaround that we know that Onivia can have. BLG open up the map again. Yes, 6 grubs on the Come
side.
out in equal measure.
Yeah, I mean, hang on, is that... The thing is, you have Bilibili Gaming, but they're obviously a very on and off team. What's the evil version of BLG? Is that BLG or is that PLG as we go in with Knight?
Oh boy, here comes the guy with 21% life, who does manage to flash Tez over. Here comes on the other side. Base One pretty deep as TT try to turn it on the way and get him. That's not great from the side of BLG, but now turn to talk. Beach One is in danger, finally goes down. Knight in danger though, gets the Seraph shield. Where does Feather go? I think he might be one of those birds of them that might be dying together, but just about managed to flash out to safety. Flying south for the winter, charm onto On, and BLG have overplayed this. Honestly, they are lucky not to be losing more. Hoya, though, now in danger. The equalizer finally pulled as Ari hit with the electro harpoon and is dragged down. Turns out foxes can be harpoon fish too.
Featherfell combo over the wall partway through that fight.
No.
Pulverized the ground. Thought he was in range for the headbutt. Just wasn't quite in range. And BLG, they've team fought better. Bluntly, this has been a game of team fights. BLG, yes, they played well around the side lanes, but TT have been shredded in every single major confrontation in this game. BLG, they will slice through the final remaining outer turret. They have themselves sold. BLG have 3 wave clear laners, so that's hard to do. You could have won through the early skirmishes. I mean, they did okay at some points, right? But it just feels like BLG have got all of their win conditions set up so easily.
The Lord Dominance Regards got done before that Atacant fell. You got second item in for Bin as well in that Bloodletter's Curse. It's looking pretty dicey here, all things said and done. And the front line for Thundertalk is not much of a front line. It's a sort of front, afterthought, really. There is not really much of a line. It's a squiggle.
It is a front squiggle.
A front squiggle.
On has flash. You do have the GAs from the Voracious Atacant. I think On can look for a fight, don't you? Dragon up in 10 seconds. BLG might just go towards the dragon itself. Close the shield there. Bin on the flank.
Will be spotted out now, but one can do too much about it. Way over the other side onto 1xN. Equalizer comes on down the grand. Enter the hero's entrance buys some time. 1xN kept alive, and now Way will likely be dying. Junglers traded, but they've got GAs to work with because, of course, they have the Attic cards. And here comes Alkan Knights. Bullet time, and the Weaver's Wall combined as BLG pull the trigger, knowing they can just withdraw to safety if it all goes wrong. And this is anything but wrong. Great play from the side of Bilibili Gaming. The base is broken, and Thundertalk with it.
Behold, a knight on a pale stag as Elk and Knight fly into the back end of the fight. They'll take the inhibitor. It won't be the game, but I do. They're pushing up too far. This one is actually a case of vision, where they can't push up this far and expect to live through it. But as soon as the Varus is down, what do you do? Yeah, transition towards this push up and towards top lane as well. This is the victory lap.
So many you can do at this point. Ocean Soul, gold lead, the compositions from this perspective, very, very difficult to play. Poor Beige is still at 1 item. What do you do as this Shinzo? You are so squishy. You're down 2 levels here as well. 3 relative to the solo lane. You are not a frontline. As we said, it is a squiggle. There is nothing remotely tough with that one as Knight throws down the Weaver's Wall. Bin potentially caught out a little bit here. They try to jump the Rumble. Who gets an equalizer down? There comes the Crescent Guard, and they will likely kill off the Rumble. That's something. Hoya also gets a bounty.
Yeah, still, you're losing so much in your base. Hoya's going a little bit further forward. There's still a bullet time. If you use a lot to kill off that Rumble, you need to be careful of cancels Feather. Basically 0 HP.
Here comes the ult from Galio. Way's gone really deep for this one. Just about survived for now to set up. But to what end? There's a bullet time, as we said. Seismic shove onto the Shinzao. Now Hoya's going to fall as well. Way pulls the trigger and dies for it, but it's just ensuring that TT engage into the play.
TT might have thunder in their name, but BLG, with the Ocean Soul, have the God of Storms on their back. Poseidon helping them out, just turn the tides of the fight. They can force so hard. Second inhibitor will go down. They'll be on to the next turret, and I think TT have been washed away.
Really have. BLG, there were some questions at the end of Split 1. There were some questions, honestly. At the beginning of this split, it wasn't always the cleanest stuff from them. Today, they look locked in, and Thundertalk, a lot more talk than walk, at least in Game 1. It has been a rough showing. The mid-game fell apart. The team fights were challenging. We asked about the shapes of those fights.